Let me ask, what is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life, you know,
From a cosmologist perspective or from a human
or
perspective?
from my personal, life is what you make of it, really, right? It's each of us has to have our own meaning, and it doesn't have to be. Well, I think that in many cases, meaning is to some degree associated with goals. You set some goals or expectations for yourself, things you want to accomplish, things you want to do, things you want to experience. And to the degree that you experience those and do those things, it can give you meaning. You don't have to change the world the way Newton or Michelangelo or Da Vinci did. I mean, people often say, you change the world. But look, come on, there's 7.5, close to 8 billion of us now.
Yeah.
Most of us are not going to change the world. And does that mean that most of us are leading meaningful lives?
Mm-hmm.
No, it just has to be something that gives you meaning, that gives you satisfaction, that gives you a good feeling about what you did. And often, based on human nature, which can be very good and also very bad, but often it's the things that help others that give us meaning and a feeling of satisfaction. You taught someone to read. You cared for someone who was terminally ill. You brought up a nice family. You brought up your kids. You did a good job. You put your heart and soul into it. You read a lot of books, if that's what you wanted to do, had a lot of perspectives on life. You traveled the world, if that's what you wanted to do. But if some of these things are not within reach, you're in a socioeconomic position where you can't travel the world or whatever, you find other forms of meaning. It doesn't have to be some profound, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to be the one who everyone remembers type thing, right?
In the context of the greatest story ever told, like the fact that we came from stars and now we're two apes asking about the meaning of life.
Yeah.
How does that fit together?
Well,
does that make any sense?
It does. It does. And this is sort of what I was referring to, that it's a beautiful universe that allows us to come into creation, right? It's a way that the universe found of knowing, of understanding itself, because I don't think that, inanimate rocks and stars and black holes and things have any real capability of abstract thoughts and of learning about the rest of the universe or even their origins. I mean, they're just a pile of atoms that's has no conscience, has no ability to think, has no ability to explore. And we do. And, I'm not saying we're the epitome of all life forever, but at least for life on Earth so far, the evidence suggests that we are the epitome in terms of the richness of our thoughts, the degree to which we can explore the universe, do experiments, build machines, understand our origins. And I just hope that we use science for good, not evil, and that we don't end up destroying ourselves. I mean, the whales and dolphins are plenty intelligent. They don't ask abstract questions. They don't read books. But on the other hand, they're not in any danger of destroying themselves and everything else as well. And so maybe that's a better form of intelligence. But at least in terms of our ability to explore and make use of our minds, I mean, to me, it's this. It's this that gives me the potential for meaning.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that I can understand and explore.
It's kind of fascinating to think that the universe created us, and eventually we've built telescopes to look back at it, to look back at its origins, and to wonder how the heck the thing works.
It's magnificent. Needn't have been that way. Right? And this is one of the, the multiverse sort of things. You can alter the laws of physics or even the constants of nature, seemingly inconsequential things like the mass ratio of the proton and the neutron. Mm-hmm. Wake me up when it's over, right? What could be more boring? Yeah. But it turns out you play with things a little bit like the ratio of the mass of the neutron to the proton, and you generally get boring universes only hydrogen or only helium or only iron. You don't even get the rich periodic table, let alone bacteria, paramecia, slugs, and humans. Okay. I'm not even anthropocentrizing this to the degree that I could. Even a rich periodic table wouldn't be possible if certain constants weren't this way. But they are. And that to me leads to the idea of a multiverse, that, the dice were thrown many, many times. And there's this cosmic archipelago where most of the universes are boring, and some might be more interesting, but we are in the rare breed that's really quite darn interesting. And if there were only one, and maybe there is only one, well, then that's truly amazing.
We're lucky.
We're lucky, but I actually think there are lots and lots, just like there are lots of planets. Earth isn't special for any particular reason. There are lots of planets in our solar system, and especially around other stars. And occasionally there are going to be ones that are conducive to the development of complexity, culminating in life as we know it. And that's a beautiful story.